Do Christmas noobs still exist? I'm gonna say probably not, but is COD gonna try to find ways to monetize previously free events? Definitely. Anyways, welcome back to our Road to Dark Matter series here on BO6, and today I'm gonna be working on my snipers a little bit while I go ahead and yap about some of the news that's come out recently. Now, last year I think was probably our best year out of all the years I've been playing COD for these free events. In MW3, we've got some of like the best rewards that I've seen in Call of Duty, like some great camos, some great blueprints, a lot of good rewards, and it was all basically just for like getting XP or doing some very simple things. Where in this game, the events have been a little lackluster. Some you can just complete without even trying, like you're tracking progress before the event even came out, or others where it would just felt like they were making it slow for the sake of slow, where it took weeks and weeks and weeks to get, like, what was it, the power drill? No, the power drill was in that same event. I think it was the SOG SMG or like the special weapon, whatever. My point is, it took forever for you to get that weapon if you wanted to get it for just doing the event. If you wanted to get it earlier than that, then you had to buy the bundle. But now with the new Squid Game event that's coming in about a week from today when I'm recording this, it looks like they're going to add in something called an event pass. And from my understanding of it, it looks like it's going to work kind of similarly to how Black Cell works with the battle pass, another new added microtransaction to something that was already a microtransaction, where we're going to be able to buy a event pass where we're going to get even more event rewards for doing whatever it is in the event, and getting alternate or exclusive versions of the cosmetics or whatever is going to be unlockable during this event strictly from the event pass. So not only did we have to pay $70 for this game, which it's probably going to end up being more depending on where you're at in the world, where you bought it, or if you even got the Vault Edition. And now on top of the Battle Pass being like, what, $10.50, something like that, where you'd have to pay $30 if you wanted the Black Cell. Now, however much they're going to end up charging for the Event Pass, which is something that usually events only last for like a week or two at best. Now they're going to be able to find a way to get an extra 15 bucks out of you for each event if you want to get like the free rewards or the free rewards, or just completing something in the game. Events usually are supposed to be something where people that don't spend a whole lot of money on the game are able to get cosmetics that look pretty decent for not having to spend money on COD points. All they gotta do is spend their time playing the game. And usually FOMO was a big enough driver for these events for people to go and try to knock them out, where if you don't get it done during the event's time period, there's some camos and things like that that you would never be able to unlock after the event has ended. So now they're adding in that extra layer of FOMO where, oh, if you really want this cool cosmetic, you're going to have to pay on top of also completing all the event challenges for it, which is just super disappointing to see on top of like the state that this game's in. I really like BO6. I've been having a lot of fun playing it, both like the gameplay in multiplayer and in zombies. But in multiplayer, since I haven't played it a whole lot, I haven't ran into this issue personally myself. But with ranked play and all that, in Warzone, they have been having an insane cheater problem, where it's just been absolutely unplayable for anybody that wants to play the game somewhat competitively. And then on the zombie side of things, they are taking a lot of our, like the voice actors that have been around the game for years and years and years, like Samantha Maxis, who's been the only person to like ever play that character. They've basically been kind of forced out of their roles by the game, electing to use AI for a lot of the artwork and other things like that in the game. And a lot of the AI use has been pretty egregious. Like some of the artwork they've been very blatant with, where it's like you can't even really tell if, you know, something's supposed to have fingers, how many fingers it's supposed to have. Like everyone's becoming like AI sleuths to the point where even real artwork put out or like commissioned by COD, people are starting to say that it's AI. And it just really sucks because I was waiting years and years for this game to come out ever since Cold War, you know, waiting to see how the Cold War zombies story continued into this game, and just having like a nice round-based zombies game and a fun Treyarch multiplayer to play. But it all seems to be like dampered by them wanting to use AI and all these other random business decisions that they're trying to squeeze in at every turn. It's like they want to milk as much money out of this game as possible, which I don't think they've ever tried not to do. but it seems like they are just upping it to a crazy amount at this point. Like, not only do they want to make as much money off of the game after spending as little money as possible by, you know, cutting corners with the AI, not hiring artists, you know, doing this and that, and then just trying to milk as much money out of each person that plays the game as possible is absolutely crazy. Because I feel like a lot of the people that are, like, you know, in the COD community online, in this little bubble we have of COD where people will actually, like, you know, watch videos on the game or go and follow whatever social media accounts on Twitter or whatever social media you want to say you follow COD on. That's like a very small percentage compared to a lot of people that just casually play the game, where they just hop on, play a few games and hop off, where they're not even like aware of a lot of the stuff that's going on. They'll just be like, oh, they added in a new pass. I got a few extra bucks. Let me toss that in there. It's like at this point, we're paying close to the game's market price a month just for like Black Cell, the event pass, everything combined. And again, these are all optional. You don't have to buy these things, but it's definitely like really trying to incentivize you to do it, because they kind of sneakily put in on the last update with like season 1, where if you buy the season 1 Black Cell and then the season 2 Black Cell, and you just keep buying the Black Cell every single season, you're going to start to get like a compound, almost like XP interest rate, where you're going to gain more XP than you would normally if you didn't buy these Black Cell Battle Passes seasons in a row. And it just really sucks to see the game that went from like encouraging players that are more skilled or have been playing for longer, players that have gotten the game at its release, to be rewarded by being able to kill players that aren't as skilled or maybe just playing the game for the first time around the holidays when they're getting it as a gift. Like, the game used to encourage the demolishment or the demolishing of Christmas noobs, and now I feel like I'm the Christmas noob every lobby I get into, no matter the season. Now, as much as I dislike SPMM, I can see how there is a reason for it to be in game to help protect those Christmas noobs and not have them try the game out, get absolutely get their teeth kicked in, and then just never play the game again because they were just getting walloped. But at the same time, I also don't like hopping in here and getting my shit beat in every single game. But they know that I'm gonna keep coming back and playing. They gotta have some sort of statistic that shows like, oh, this player has this many hours. They'll play this many games. We can go ahead and let them get their shit pushed in this long until they decide that they're done with this mode and they're gonna hop on something else. It just all seems very not consumer friendly, like not in the best interest of a lot of the COD player base. And it just seems very money hungry. Like, they just got acquired by Microsoft. Everyone's like, oh, Microsoft's, they're gonna save COD. They're gonna do this, this, and that. And there has been some good things from the acquisition, like no longer having like exclusive things to one platform, and now also having like Game Pass, where you can get COD for basically for free if you pay for Game Pass, allowing there to be a lot more players that would hop on the game, maybe a lot more people that normally wouldn't have tried the game getting it because they already had Game Pass. But then also it seems like they're trying to make up for that lost money of the game sale and get as many people to buy as many cosmetics, as many battle passes, black cells, event passes as just humanly possible. And it also seems like that Microsoft's trying to get that money back that they just spent on purchasing the Call of Duty IP. And it just really sucks that they want to implement this new event pass microtransaction like alongside one of these big IPs that they're adding in to collab with the event, like with Squid Game. So far from what I've seen from the newest season, it's been pretty good. I haven't finished it yet. I'm only a few episodes in, but I've been having fun with it. And I was kind of excited to see like what they're going to add in with the Squid Game event collaboration, whatever, because it seemed like they're adding more than just cosmetics. Like, we're going to be getting like Squid Game type modes in like multiplayer Warzone and zombies. But now I feel like it just really dampered the mood, adding in something where it's like, oh, you're gonna have to pay a little bit extra if you want the skins that are actually gonna look good on top of the bundles we're gonna be adding in and all this other bullshit. I guess it's whatever. I feel like I'm just rambling at this point. I just wanted to voice my grievances with the game and how like conflicted I'm feeling, because I have a lot of fun playing the game. The gameplay of it has been a lot of fun. I've had a good time hopping on here and getting stuff done in multiplayer and in zombies, but it really does like sour the mood with them trying to like nickel and dime us at every turn, especially in places where it doesn't seem necessary. But anyways, let's get into everyone's favorite segment in these multiplayer videos. Gamer Guy does sports talk, and it's been about 2 Lions games since I've done one of these. Got a little busy with the holidays and the games were pretty close together, but so far, Lions, they ended up losing that game against the Bills, which was disappointing, but I had a lot of people, or at least I saw a lot of conversation online about how, oh, the Lions are cooked. The Lions are done. The sky is falling. We're frauds, even though it was only our second loss of the season, and we only lost by like 4 points against the Bills. And it was, you know, a little concerning because Josh Allen had our way with us. They only stopped the Bills on like 2 drives, really. They got him to punt 1 time and got him to kick a field goal the other. And I'm not going to keep harping on the whole like, oh, the Lions we got so many injuries, because every team's got injuries. We do have like 20-something players on IR, which is absolutely insane. And it's the most I've seen like the team that I've been like rooting for like beat up, like the most injuries I've ever seen like devastate a team like that. But we're still like, we're not doing bad at all. Only having 2 losses at this point in the season isn't bad. We are still in place to take first place in the NFC, meaning that we would have like a bye week in the playoffs, which would be perfect for us, like for the previously mentioned injuries. I guess a little bit more time to try to get some people healthy. And in the week following the game against the Bills, we played the Bears, a division rival of ours, and beat them pretty handily. There was some moments in there where we're like, okay, you know, we got some stuff to fix, but for the most part, we had a pretty good game against them. And luckily for us, a team that we needed to lose, that is like competing with us for the first seed in the NFC, the Eagles, they actually lost. It's like the first time I've seen this year where a team that is like, I don't know, we could definitely benefit from them losing in a game that we're not playing, has actually like lost. So that was good for us. Not good for the Eagles, because I think Jalen Hurts got injured that game, or Jalen Hurts got hurt, but I don't think he's going to be out too long. And now with the Eagles kind of out of the running for the #1 seed in the NFC, it's just between the Lions and the Vikings, which is a divisional opponent of ours. And that might end up coming down to week 18, the final week of the season, where we play the Vikings next, which would be not only for the #1 seed, but for our division, which it kind of feels like a lesser, like almost a consolation prize at the end of that game. Now, don't get me wrong, winning the division would be sweet, but that is nothing compared to just getting the #1 seed in the NFC. Like, it's just a little add in there, you know, like a pre-order bonus to getting the game 1 there in week 18. But it's going to make that game even more important if we can't win the game coming up this Monday. I'm pretty sure we have Monday Night Football, and it's going to be against the 49ers, which is also another team completely devastated by injury. I don't think they've been up to par with where they were at last season, with like Christian McCaffrey was hurt like almost the entire season, and then he finally gets his way back into the lineup and then gets hurt again. They've just been not firing on all cylinders so far this year. But it's going to be a big sort of revenge game for the Lions, since they were the team to knock us out of the playoffs last year. You know, we were up 24 to like 7 or something like that at halftime in the NFC Championship game, the game before the Super Bowl. And then the 49ers sort of rallied and fucked us up and completely took joy from my heart and beat us on their way to the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, where they ultimately lost that one. So I'm sure a lot of players on the Lions are going to be pissed off, ready to go in there and go to war and try to like prove a point to the Niners, or like, you know, get their lick back. It's not going to mean nearly as much as the NFC Championship game from last year, but it'll probably feel good for a lot of those players to, like, you know, get that demon off their back. And even more importantly, if we don't beat the 49ers, then the Vikings have that tiebreaker over us, because they beat the 49ers earlier in the season, meaning that if we lose to the 49ers and the Vikings win their game against the Packers this week, even if we tie with the Vikings in our final game of the season, I think they end up with the #1 seed and they win the division, which a tie is pretty unlikely. You know, there's not a whole lot of ties that happen year after year. But in the unlikely case, that would really suck, because this is the best season of the Lions, you know, franchise by far. We're at like, what, 13 wins, 14 wins, getting close to it. And we still haven't locked up our division, let alone our conference. It just so happens that when the Lions decide that, you know what, we're about to go crazy this year, the Vikings are like, yeah, us too, which I am not happy about. So why don't you all stop doing that, please? Thank you. But I have also seen a lot of Lions fans do some pretty disgusting acts, like saying they're going to be cheering for the Packers this weekend, which is blasphemy in my book, to be honest. You'll never catch me cheering for the Packers in my life. I would rather the Vikings beat the ever-living shit out of the Packers. That way they have more to play for in the final week 18 game, and we can beat them at their best and with everything on the line. I think that would make it way more exciting. Of course, would I enjoy already having the division and the conference locked up by the end of this weekend? Sure. Absolutely. I would love to not have the added stress to my watching experience of knowing that everything comes down to that game, but also it'd be a lot more exciting to watch if things are going well. So if the Packers can beat them, great. Go ahead. Do it. Cool. But then that also gives the Packers, I think, an easier game going into the playoffs because they clinched their playoff spot last week. I would just rather somehow they both lose. Not a tie, because I think a tie still keeps the Vikings in pace with us somehow, but just some way where they both lose would be great. I think that's enough of the sports ball talk for those of you that aren't big football fans. You could be free. Well, in other news, you know, the holidays were good and Christmas was great. I spent a lot of time, you know, chilling with the family, chilling with Renee. You know, we got each other some nice gifts. We got the cats some nice gifts. They were definitely spoiled this Christmas, not only by us, but like my parents and Nay's parents getting them a bunch of presents. They're the most spoiled cats in the world. But over this last month, like since the Game Awards, I think that's what that's the date I'm setting at to start this. I went ahead and I got a new addiction. I picked up a new addiction, and that's Balatro. I saw that it won at the Game Awards. I was watching it with my friends, and my friends had been playing Balatro for a while, and just watching it, I didn't really get it. I didn't really get the hype around it. It didn't look all that great. And then one day I'm like, you know what? Fine, I'll try it. And I got it on my phone. Worst mistake of my life for my productivity. Because that game might as well just be crack. Might as well just be pixels in crack form. Or crack in pixel form, whichever way you want to put it. That game is so much fun, and I've been playing the shit out of it. I think if I were to check like my phone screen time and it breaks it down by app, Balatro would be up there with multiple hours a day. It is just so good. It's so much fun. It's very replayable, and it's like great whenever you get like a nice run going, or you can figure out a good build, or you come up with a new strategy. It's like I was already somewhat getting into roguelikes. I was playing a lot of Poke-Rogue on my phone for a bit. And then I'm like, you know what? I've been liking roguelikes. Let me go ahead and try out Balatro. And it might be the best roguelike ever made, or maybe even one of the best games ever made. Like, I get why it won an award now. It should have won Game of the Year. And unlike in COD, whenever that game does some sort of crossover or wants to add something in, it's been free. I mean, there's not a whole lot you can add to like a card game like that, I don't think. But they added in like different sort of collabs like Among Us and like Stardew Valley, things like that, where you can just get different kind of deck skins, where the face cards, like your kings, your queens, and all that, will all of a sudden just be like the Among Us dudes. I don't know. It's just sick that it's all like all the additional content has been free, on top of the game already being like very cheap. Like I think it might have been more expensive on my phone than it was on Steam. And buying it on both platforms was like a total of like $20. And it is well worth that payment. I think it might be even worth more than that. And like I said, just watching it didn't do it for me. Like just seeing my friends play it on Discord, didn't understand it. After about like one or two hands of the game, I'm like, it was like that scene from It's Always Sunny. And Frank's like, I get it now. It all just clicked for me. I'm like, this is the shit. The game is just so much fun, and I've just been taking way longer shits because of it. So I'll just be in there doing my business, trying to play a few hands of Balatro, and then like, all right, I'm gonna let this shit crust. I'm on a crazy run right now. But speaking of letting it crust, I've been kind of bidet curious, one might say, for a few years now. I've only heard from people that have them or have used them only good things about them, where they cannot imagine like wiping anymore. They're like, I cannot imagine not using a bidet in my life. And I'm like, all right, you know, I want to try this out. So I threw that on my Christmas list for Santa to pick up, and I ended up getting one. I have not tried it yet, but I'm very excited too. I got to get it all hooked up. I got a new toilet as well that I got to go ahead and set up and then put the bidet on that. But I feel like it's going to be a game changer. And that plus Balatro, I might never leave the bathroom. I'll just be in there pushing the button down while just hitting as many hands as possible. If we put a stop to the poop talk for a second, I'm getting pretty close on getting my sniper's diamond if I were to get into a lobby where people aren't fire breathing shotgunning me in the face. I'm the Christmas noob. I'm getting out of here. But what I was trying to say is that we are very close to getting our sniper's diamond here. This will be our second, maybe third diamond class in this game. I think we have our melees done. We have our launchers done. And I think that's it for our diamond classes in multiplayer. We're much further along in zombies, but getting this class done will be a breath of fresh air and a nice little piece of progress towards dark matter. Because now we not only have 3 snipers, but 4. I just need to finish getting this frost line or this LR762 gold. And then I need to get my frost line done. And then we can start working on our diamond challenges, which shouldn't be too hard. Right now, we just need to get double kills, which there we go. We're done with the double kills on this one. And then after we're all done getting gold, we just need to get like 2 kills without dying 10 times with each sniper. And the class is done until we get to Dark Spine. Ooh, and that's a nice little double right there. I feel like I can feel the camo curse creeping up on me by the time I stop blabbing about shit. The second I start like solely focusing on getting kills is when it starts to hit me. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, we're going in now. I'm feeling it. Okay, I locked in. We're good. Ooh! Oh, that would have been nasty if I got a collat right there. At first, I was kind of regretting doing the snipers because I want to save these for last when it comes to our dark matter grind, but kind of forgot that you kind of do each mastery camo like individually. And I can still save my snipers for last by the time we get to Dark Spine and just knock all the more boring weapon classes out of the way. That way I'm not stuck doing launchers last or something stupid like that. I always try to leave some enjoyment towards the end of a mastery camo grind. Otherwise, it just makes the last little part of it feel so much longer than it needs to be. Kind of just amplifies the camo curse if you do it like that. Ooh. 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 Oh! I kind of just slipped and fell into those, but we got gold out of it. Let's go. Might as well get our frost line diamond first since we're hitting clips with it. Got to stick with the hot hand. And I was wrong earlier. It's not 2 kills without dying. It's actually 3 kills without dying. And we're hitting 2. Okay, that's fine. That was just the very start of the game. That's all right. We're no camo curse here. It actually doesn't even exist. I've never even seen a camo curse. We just got to play how we've been playing and it'll come easily. Hopefully. Okay, this is gonna have to happen in a different lobby though. I am getting messed up. They saw that clip and they thought I could hang with professionals. I cannot. All right, now we should be able to get diamond easily. There we go. That should be diamond right there. Yes, sir. Oh, the Barrett's gonna be so much easier to get done. This thing hits like a truck. Oh, add another diamond to the list. That should be it, right? Please? Or am I one off? Oh, there we go. That's got to be diamond right there. Nice little shot through the smoke. Let's go. We're too nasty. Ah. There's diamond. Let's go. One more sniper, I think. Is that diamond? That's gotta be. Please. Let's go! All the snipers are diamond now. That took a little bit longer than I thought it would, but it's alright. It's fine. That's a class down. Now that's 8 diamond weapons out of the 33 we need for Dark Spine. We got a lot to go. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. I figured I'd just hop on here and yap a little bit while we get some camo progress done. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate all your love and support, and I will see you in the next one. Later.